this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing episode 10, the season 1 finale of 1883, titled This Is Not Your Heaven. Now, this was a very, very powerful, in-your-face episode that brings the entire story of this season together. Now, I do want to say, from episode 7 up until now, episode 10, this series got really, really good. It was a slow pace from episodes 1 through 6. The narrations were a little, drawn out and stretched out. But once we got into episode 7 with lightning yellow hair, and then after that, the subsequent episodes up until this episode 10 season 1 finale was really, really good. Now, in this episode, the group do make it to the fort, and as we know, Elsa was shot with that poison arrow. And they take her in, and the doctor can't do anything, and they say she's better off going somewhere else to Laramie. So they take her to that, but then they are confronted by certain aspects and trying to understand what they should do, because James knows his daughter's dying, and as does Margaret, but Margaret doesn't want to face that certainty for sure. Now, while all that's happening, the character of Sam Elliott, Shea Brennan, tells the group, like, all right, we're going to go stay here in Montana. We're going to go to Oregon in the spring. But they say no, they're going to stay back. So they stay back, and then Yosef and his wife go with Shea and the Dutton group. So they go, and then we find out that the group that stayed back, the immigrants, are actually killed by horse thieves. They didn't survive, and they didn't make it. And then there is a scene where Yosef and his wife, are still not, over what happened, because she fell off that horse, his wife, and then he got bit by that snake. So they have to take his leg off. So they get him drunk and they cut his leg off, and it's a brutal, brutal scene that is really crazy, probably the most craziest of this season. Now, while that's happening, as they're going forward, they run into this group of Native Americans. Now, we finally get to see actor Graham Greene as Spotted Eagle in this season. He's a very underrated actor. If you don't know who Graham Greene is, do your research. He's been in a slew of movies and television shows, and he is really fun to watch as he acts. Not only that, they take Elsa and they bring her in and they do some ritual with her, put her in the cold river to get the poison or the bleeding out. They do a ritual in the tent, and they come to realization that she's going to die. Now, all while this is happening, this is so much more of a episode where it's a bittersweet ending to the character of Elsa Dutton, because she was front and center in this season, because she was narrating it, which is really, really good and really fun. Now, there are some times I do want to say that the narration was a little bit drawn out, like I said in the beginning of this review. All the while, it was also, she was annoying at times, but she grew up in front of our eyes as we watched the show progress. Within the 6 months that happened with this, travel, it was really, really interesting. Now, it was really heartfelt. I did shed a tear a couple times, and, it was interesting because you see the range that these actors go through to make these characters come to life. And the thing that I enjoyed is that my faith now is put into Tim McGraw as an actor. Over the course of certain movies and this show, he has really, really stepped it up. I absolutely love him. And Isabel May as Elsa Dutton was great. I wanted more of Faith Hill as Margaret Dutton, but she was there, she was back, but she definitely wears the pants in a relationship. I loved seeing Sam Elliott as Shea Brennan, and everything was good with that. Now, with Elsa, she wants to pick the spot where she passes away. So they do that, they pick the spot, and of course, her character does die. Now, I feel like the spot they pick is where the ranch is now in Yellowstone. And wherever John Dutton, Kevin Costner's character, looks out into the valley, and there's that big tree by the house where he sits or where he stands. I feel like that's where the entire family is buried. They're buried on the ranch, and it's really poetic, so to speak. It's a crazy, crazy poetic thing, but it's really interesting. Now, while that's happening, we flash forward to a year later. We see Yosef is going to build a home It's just him, his leg, and I mean, he's going to do everything himself. And Thomas and the Gypsy Woman actually made it to Oregon. Of all the people that made it to Oregon, it's the Gypsy Woman, which was really, really interesting. I liked her character, but I wanted more from her. And Thomas just has a heart of gold, and you can see that. What I didn't like, and what I'm really disappointed about, and what I really disagree with, is the character of Shea Brennan. He finally makes it to the beach. Where he said he wants to enjoy it with his wife Helen. As he's sitting out there, he's like, "Helen, isn't it beautiful?" And this little hummingbird comes in and flies away. And there's a pan back close, and you hear a gunshot, and you see him fall back. Of all this time, the emotion he kept, he kills himself on the beach. Why? It would have been more poetic if he just walked into the ocean, and just, that was it, that was his character. But doing that over the course of doing so much that his character went through from the first episode up until the very ending, it's insane how they got rid of the character of Shea Brennan, played by Sam Elliott, because he was really the reason I watched this show. I absolutely love Sam Elliott in this, role, or this cowboy aspect that he always plays. Other than that, I really didn't like it. I would have changed it to where he walks into the ocean and he's at peace. He just kills himself, because over the course of this season, he tells other people, "Don't do it. You're not, don't do what you think you're going to do. It's not right." But in the end, he does it himself. I really don't find that really closure for me in a way. But I mean, this first season was really, really good. Now, as I've said in a few previous reviews, maybe from episodes 8 to 10 now, we found out that 1883 did get picked up for a second season, and additional episodes were ordered. So, I mean, I don't know if there's more episodes after this, but they did state it was the season finale, evidently. There's a lot of articles stating that. But, hey, who knows? We'll find out if there is more episodes. I'll be sure to do more reviews on this. But I feel like 10 episodes for the first season was perfect. It got everything out, and Taylor Sheridan wrote every single episode, and he only directed the very first episode. So he's doing a lot of things, especially with the Taylor Sheridan universe that's going on right now. Now, at the end of the episode, if you play through the credits, you wait, it says the Dutton story will continue this fall. So, a second season is happening. It's going to happen. And for me, season 1 of 1883 gets 5 out of 5 stars. I loved this show. It was great. It was more of a strong, powerful season, and all these episodes, than season 4 of Yellowstone. I know I keep bashing season 4 of Yellowstone, but with Taylor Sheridan doing a lot of writing and a lot of things, I feel like his mind wasn't into season 4 of Yellowstone, but it was more focused on this. And like I said, from episode 7, Lightning Yellow here, up until now, This Is Not Your Heaven, the episode 10 season 1 finale, it was a good way to close out things. It was fun. It was great. I had a great time watching this. Great to see big name actors on a show like this. And, it's going to be curious to see where this story goes now with season 2 or the additional episodes that were ordered. What's going to happen? What is James Dutton going to do? Tim McGraw's character. How is this going to, mark the landscape of how everything goes in this universe? I mean, it's going to be interesting for sure, and I can't wait to see what's next. So let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 10, the season 1 finale of 1883. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? Do you like how every character finally ended up where they were? Or what did you disagree with? Do you think that everything could have been done differently? And what do you think will happen now in season 2 or the additional episodes that have been ordered? And do you like that Elsa Dutton was the narrator this entire season? And if you didn't, what would you have changed? And who was your favorite character on 1883? For me, I have to say it was Sam Elliott as Shea Brennan. I know I'm biased, but I love him as an actor, and he just brings so much depth and spark into a role that he's always done. And also, if you're looking forward to season 2 of 1883, and like I said, what do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked, and I'll see you guys in the next review video.